you could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Variety is reporting that Disney has some kind of demographic problem. I wonder why, and I wonder what this is. I think it would be really hard to guess. I've heard so many times that everything is fine, that it's just one insignificant flaw, that this absolutely don't matter, that it's COVID, that it's the competition. Oh damn, a million scapegoats and zero consequences.
It's Hollywood, baby.
Apparently Disney is in the situation what we could call buy a steakhouse, turn it vegan and then get mad at the customer for not liking it. I recently read a funny article written by Matt Denoli on Variety. Many sources says that Disney is now looking for ways to bring back a certain audience demographic, young men especially aged between 13 and 28. Let me be honest, this paragraph is missing something. It's not just a group of guys aged between 13 and 28, aka Gen Z, it's actually the most important group of Disney audience, because it's young guys who are hyped for buying action figures, t-shirts, all that merch, and above all watching these movies. You went to the cinema to watch a Marvel or Star Wars movie, and what did you see? Most of the audience was guys. And who talked about it at school or at work? Girls? No. If a girl liked Star Wars, she was 1 in 100. And that's okay. Everyone had their thing and everyone was happy. Simple life. However, Disney decided to focus on pandering to teenage girls because they didn't like these types of movies, and I think they still don't. They introduced some clowns in Phase 4 and now we are supposed to be hyped for young Avengers? Like this lineup?
Put a chick in it and make her name it gay!
That's why we are getting a flood of dumb movies and shows where the characters are idiots, the jokes are cringe and unfunny. Often they feel like girly humor, like from Disney Channel on TV. And now they are wondering why young men aren't watching this. Big mystery, right? When I watch a Disney movie, I don't laugh at all. Do you guys laugh? What do you think about this movie? About these jokes? To me, it feels like every character's sense of humor is done in one way, awkward, sarcastic and dumb. I even made a compilation of jokes in the MCU which shows how the sense of humor has been changed to worse. The link is in the description. The next paragraph suggests that my generation prefers staying home and playing video games because of COVID.
Go kill it!
Let's be real, we always loved that, because games are diverse in how they entertain us. Today Hollywood produces movies on a copy and paste basis, and I can barely watch a new Hollywood movie that doesn't remind me of something I've already seen. It's really hard for me to name a few modern movies that could become classic in about 10 years. They have billions of dollars and can spend them properly. People have been saying what they want for ages, and the media turned back on us while also starting to insult us. Maybe let's remind ourselves a few articles where the media tried to insult us for daring to criticize something. Okay, let's look at those old articles. Kevin Feige said he wants more female characters than the male ones. An anonymous executive producer blames fans for the Marvel's failure. Kevin Feige thinks fans would prefer to see Steve Rogers over Sam Wilson. The lead actor of She-Hulk blames fans for toxic reactions. There are plenty of examples like this over these years. I don't feel like digging up everything makes sense because it's a lot of them. And I just want to remind you that the people at Disney have no clue what they are talking about. In the first episode of She-Hulk, they turned Bruce Banner into a complete idiot. They forgot he is a tragic character with a difficult past and complex problems. A lot of not so bright fans accepted that awful episode, and it pisses me off that the standards of these idiots are so low. and therefore Disney has been matching those low standards for years. Same with Captain America Brave New World. It's not Anthony Mackie's fault that the movie lost money, it's the fault of that moron Kevin Feige, who has no idea what he's doing. The movie had a too big budget for various reasons, a bad story, bad VFX and so on. It came out too late. In 2019 Steve passed the shield to Sam and it took 5 years to see him in a movie. The show was weak too, made in a very illogical and inhuman way. Heroes treat terrorists as victims of the system, or treat John Walker like some supervillain because he killed a terrorist who not only ran into a crowd of people, but most importantly, he killed him after a fact that terrorist and his ginger friend killed his best friend. And Sam Wilson, a veteran who helped other soldiers overcome depression and so on, is a completely different person in this show. Not empathetic, but just plain dumb. Obviously Chris Evans has more fans, but let's be real, a good script would have held its own, and I don't believe that a movie with Chris Evans today would be good either, because someone in Marvel Studios is still breaking everything apart. Sam Wilson could have built his brand, but Disney prefers attacking fans for having preferences. In my opinion, every criticism makes sense because the people expressing their opinions are the ones paying for those tickets. Maybe review bombing, negative or positive, doesn't look great, but it's hugely important, it shows what people want. Even if we look at the latest Call of Duty trailer, tons of dislikes. I think at some point Activision Blizzard will go back to its roots and beg Sydney Sweeney to start in their ad. Yes, that's what fans want. Pretty actresses and strong actors. Escape from reality. No wonder that Lord of the Rings, Rambo, Predator, Terminator, Transformers, you name it, and back in the day the MCU and Star Wars were so popular. Those were productions aimed at a male audience, and there was nothing wrong with that. In the entertainment industry, everyone had something for themselves. Girls had their romantic comedies with very handsome and charming actors, and the guys had soldiers with guns and hot chicks. Prime Megan Fox in 2007. Nowadays, if you look at the ranks of watched shows, you will notice something interesting. Now a lot of people are watching other productions on Paramount Plus, written by the guy who wrote Sicario, Taylor Sheridan. Why would I watch Miss Marvel if I have Yellowstone saga?
This is my home. If I did this to your home, what would you do?
Well, I'd kill you.
That's right.
Fine, we'll leave.
No, it's too late for that.
I said we'll leave.
I don't want you to leave. I want you to dig.
Why would I watch She-Hulk if I have Landman? Why would I watch any of these mid-products if I have better shows or movies to watch, such as Landman, Thor-Sucking, Mayor of Kingstown, and not just those, because there is also Richard or Mobland, but from other creators. Each of these shows is worth recommending. We need something different, something fresh and bloody awesome. But that requires someone who actually is a man who has always loved superheroes. I'm tired of how these greedy companies started shitting on our playgrounds, mixing that shit with other playgrounds, and now nobody's excited. Luckily video games are holding up better, well, except for AAA segment.